This is Friday, November 5th, the day before Ironman Panama City. What are your expectations of tomorrow?
Just to have fun and finish.
Alright, say goodnight, Dave.
Good night. I'll see you at 2 in the morning to start eating.
My name is Dave Thompson. I'm from Long Island, New York, and I completed the 2010 Ironman Florida in 11 hours, 7 minutes, and 18 seconds. When I was in high school, I competed on the cross-country team, and I also lifeguarded during the summer, so I had a pretty extensive run and swim background. And then as soon as I got out of high school, I started competing in more road races and some longer distance events. I had always wanted to compete in the Ironman. It was always something on my to-do list, and I never really thought that it was a possibility until I completed a couple of marathons. And then when I was getting a little bit better on the bike, I started going for those 100-mile rides, and then it really became clear that I could just put it all together. When you try to tackle an event such as an Ironman, I don't think it's possible to do it without the support of your coworkers and your family and your friends. It's a tremendous sacrifice. I started working for Beurer in an industry that I'm passionate about and that I love, and it's really helped me to excel, and it's allowed me to kind of put my passion and my profession into one. Training for an Ironman typically takes about 6 months. My basic training week would include about 5 hours of swimming, anywhere from 125, 150, just under 200 miles on the bike, and about 35 miles on the run. And then we like to spend about 2 hours a week with strength training to develop core strength and correct my muscular imbalances. When I first started training for this Ironman, I knew the importance of heart rate based training. I never had so much of a background with the amount of hours, and it was starting to take kind of a toll on my body. I was getting some colds, I was getting sick fairly easily, and I needed something that was going to give me more than just my first Beurer that I purchased when I was back in college. So I got an RS-800CX. Using the heart rate monitor, I was able to learn and to gauge when my body was starting to go into that overtraining phase, and then I could, adjust my plans accordingly with the coach. The RS-800CX was actually able to do my running and my cycling, which was huge. Because now not only could I dial in just my run, I was able to compare that with my cycling and get a more holistic view of everything, where I was putting too much effort in or where I could actually improve and put more effort into. When you train for an Ironman, it's a lot of guesswork. You never swim in 2.4, riding 112 and running 26 miles at a given time. And it's something that come race day on your first try, you're like, I hope that this goes according to plan and I get everything out of my training that I put into it. And then it comes a point where on the bike, you're like, oh, is this bike ever gonna end? And it ends. And then you start your run and you get to that halfway mark, and then you're like, it's just a matter of when I finish. And crossing that finish line is something that is very special, and it's an amazing feeling.